Okay, again. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Bondy Blue. I got a haircut and strong fucking opinions. So let's talk about a few things. I tweeted some things yesterday that upset some people. Ooh, surprise! Like, no, I do that all the time. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't agree with everything that everybody else has to say. And that's just what it is. Okay, Nicki Minaj is not the best rapper ever. She's not. She's a great rapper. I didn't say she wasn't, but she's not the greatest. If you haven't listened to Queen Latifah or MC Lyte or Lil Kim, you can't really talk to me, or the Brat. Okay, you can't really talk to me because you don't really have a developed ear to be able to tell whether she is the best rapper. And somebody that's listened to people that have come before her that had to do it before it was just as simple as wear some crazy fucking outfit, rap halfway decent, be under Lil Wayne, and buy your stuff. Okay, I'm just saying, it was much harder for women rapping back in the day than it is now. They paved the way for Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj always act like she never stole shit from nobody, and your whole thing was Lil Kim. Like, let's not even like get into it, because that's not what this video is about. But I just felt like I'm tired of, because Birdman did that interview, and he said that she was the best rapper ever, period. Numbers don't lie. And I was like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, that is not true. Like, that's why I said that, because I saw him say that on Wendy Williams. That didn't just come out the blue. I'm not just sitting around thinking about Nicki Minaj on a daily basis like that. It's just not that deep. But this one is about Monique because she was on the Breakfast Club, okay? Now, let me get out the way the things that I did not like about Monique in this interview so that y'all can hear them, understand them, and hopefully I won't have to see them reiterated to me later like I didn't say it. First of all, the daddy calling of her husband, weird. I don't like it. It shows you have some issues. It shows that your poise might be covering up fuck shit, okay? Their relationship is very weird. Monique has a tumultuous relationship with a lot of people, but I feel like people are unfair. When somebody says, suck my dick in a comedy show, nobody flips the fuck out. But because you said it about the black trifecta, now all of a sudden everybody wants to look at her like she's undeserving of things. And I feel like that's bullshit. People don't get along, okay? I love Oprah, okay? But there are people who don't like Oprah. That's your fucking prerogative. That doesn't mean you don't deserve what you have worked for in your life, okay? And a lot of y'all don't know everything that Monique has done. Y'all don't know what Monique has been doing since she hasn't been on the radar. You know what I'm saying? But I know obviously the bitch ain't broke, okay? I know she went out there and lost weight, and I know she married some Kendall Isaacs type nigga that gives me the creeps, who she calls daddy, and he is also her manager. I don't like it. I feel like it was the beginning of a downfall in a way. But what we not about to do is act like any of that bullshit negates her points. We also are not about to act like when somebody stands up and says, hey, this is happening to me too, and this is what happened to me, to say this is what happened to me. We're not about to act like that is not the whole point behind the culture of pay bias against women and against black women. Everybody wants to comment and say, yes, we do realize that's a real thing. Now y'all say that's a real thing. Now that Chance the Rapper then came out and said he's with Monique, some of y'all change y'all minds. I felt like this from the beginning. I just said I'm not about to fucking boycott Netflix, okay, and fuck up She's Gotta Have It season 2 whenever Dear White People come back out. All of these that new show that just came out with Regina King and the daddy from Lincoln Heights, okay, like there are things on Netflix that support African American culture. It supports us seeing ourselves on television. So in that way, I felt like Monique was fucking tripping. Put your story out there, say what you gotta say, but stop asking people to give up shit so that you could feel validated in your point, okay? Like, I'm just saying. So don't get me wrong. I see y'all. I see where we coming from with Monique being like, bitch. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm with y'all. But I did not like the interview because I feel like every time somebody tried to bring up a point, she had evidence and receipts to prove her point. For instance, they said, what about all the people who say you're hard to work with? She had interviews recorded with staff and production people from the Almost Christmas movie that was directed by David E. Talbot and produced by Will Packer, okay? Will Packer came out on Twitter and responded to Monique what she said about him. What she said about him was that she checked him because he was disrespecting David E. Talbot as a director. He was trying to like go beyond the director, and you're not supposed to really do that. You're really not. As a producer, you don't tell the director what to do or how to direct people. That's not how this works a lot of the time. And if he were a white director, Monique believed that Will Packer would not have addressed him or handled him in that way. They talked about it. It seems to have been squashed when it was talked about, but then here all these little stories come popping up about how difficult she is. There was another situation on Almost Christmas where a white production person was calling Will Packer and David E. Talbot boys in response to, I guess, something that might have happened. She checked him about that. Okay, she was saying that these are the things that happened and why I am now considered hard to work with, because I won't allow certain things to happen in my presence. I have seen Monique and how she acts with people, and I have never seen her have a bad attitude with people. What she does on a comedy stage is not the same thing as her interactions with people. Everybody says, oh, her attitude, but y'all have never really shown me a real instance when she was dogging somebody out. Somebody was like, she disrespected everybody that disagreed with her. I'm like, no, she checked everybody that disagreed with her, because a lot of them, like Charlamagne, did not do their research. Another point everybody kept making, well, if you didn't like the deal Netflix gave you, why didn't you counter offer? What her husband and her said was that they said this is not going to work for us, and they told her take it or leave it. Some of y'all feel like that's a tactic. I feel like if you telling me take it or leave it, and I say, well, how about this, and you say we not talking no more, what the fuck else am I supposed to do in a situation? Okay, I do believe that Netflix feels like Monique is not worth that much, so we just gonna offer her this little bit money, tie her down for 2 years, make it so that she can't tell the same jokes, she can't make money off of any of the things that happen on Netflix besides the money we give her. We own the rights to the jokes. She can't work anywhere else for 2 years, and only for $500,000. Okay, now everybody was like she should have took the $500,000, or she should have been happy with the $2 or $3 million that they offered her initially when she said she would not do like an audition process, even though they said that the producers and the people, the executives, had seen her perform in a lot of clubs, and people are, standing ovation, sold out clubs. Charlamagne's point was Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and Amy Schumer have been selling out arenas. That's not the same thing as a club. I totally agree with that. Monique's response to that was, you can feel that way. Even though it still shows that people are happy with my work, I understand that you feel that way. I'm not asking for the same number as Amy Schumer or Chris Rock. I just feel like if you're going to ask me not to work for 2 years, you should pay me what I would make if I did not take your deal. Point blank, period. It was an example of how Black women, especially Black women comedians, with the exception of Tiffany Haddish's explosion, okay, have not been paid their dues. They're not paid attention to. They're not paid what they're worth, even if they've worked in this business for so long. Some other people were saying that you're only as good as, the last thing you did if you did it quick enough. And it's like, that's not how it works for everybody. If Robert De Niro decides that he doesn't want to do a movie for 2-3 years, he doesn't do a movie for 2 or 3 years. When he comes back and wants to do another movie, they're going to pay him the exact same amount they would have paid him if the movie had came out the previous 2 or 3 years, okay? There are certain, Meryl Streep still going to get paid top dollar. Julia Roberts still going to get paid top dollar. There are a whole bunch of, Leonardo DiCaprio still going to get paid top dollar. There are a whole bunch of white artists, actors, actresses that are paid for promotion. It's in their contract. Their hotels are covered. Monique was actually coming at y'all with saying like, oh, they didn't want to pay for, Gabourey Sidibe's tickets, or they want you to sit in economy class instead of first class, which I feel like actresses and actors, like if I'm making your movie millions of dollars, put me in a fucking first class ticket, bitch, okay? Treat me right, all right? And I really feel like that's all she was saying, but because she likes to grandstand and she does have this energy about herself, like I'm better than everybody. But I also feel like that's because people don't like when you don't talk to them on a level. When you're up here and you're not gonna come down here to be on that level with them, they get uncomfortable with that. And I feel like a lot of people don't like her approach because they feel like she's talking down to people, but it's really not what she's doing. She's on her level, she's staying on her her level. And even if you don't like the sister and my loves and all of that, a lot of y'all was saying that's bullshit. Would you rather her call somebody a bitch or, nigga, shut the fuck up? Okay, Lenards. Y'all know I love me some Charlemagne the God, but Charlemagne has been acting ill-informed in some of his hot topic, interviews. The Amara La Negra interview was a perfect example of her explaining something over and over again and him not hearing it and asking the same question over and over again. That was the same thing that happened with the Monique interview, because he kept asking why are you worth this? Why are you worth this? And as soon as she would answer, he would ask it in a different way or come back with another question. Or like Angela Yee, talk about all the people she knows who say that Monique is so hard to work with. Monique said, if you're not going to say a name, don't bring it to the playground. Basically saying that if you're not going to give me a chance to actually physically, well, not physically, but you're not going to give me a chance to actually defend myself at this specific situation, then we can't talk about that. We're going to only talk about specific situations because I got receipts for specific situations, okay? People that just think that I was mean to them because I didn't speak to them because I was in my own head, that's a different fucking situation. You know what I mean? So I just feel like people are being unfair to Monique and asking of her what they themselves, have issues with every day. If you're not paying attention to the fact that you might be being paid less than you deserve, something's wrong, okay? You need to be paying attention to that. If you feel like you weren't treated well, you need to be paying attention to that. I feel like this is just blown out of proportion because she has pissed people off that a lot of people love and really admire. And that's tough titty to me. That's tough titty to me. Everybody does not have to sit at the throne of the Oprah, Knowles, Winfrey Carter, Perry, Lee Daniels circle. Everybody doesn't have to worship them the way some people do, okay? I'm always going to be here for Oprah. Okay, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm always going to be here for Oprah. Yes, Oprah wasn't always here for us, but she couldn't. You couldn't be at the top of your game and eventually do what she was able to do if she was always just for us, especially not in the fucking 80s. They weren't going to allow it, okay? It just wasn't going to happen. She had to be who she was so Wendy Williams could keep passing out on fucking television, okay? Anyway, y'all, that's really all I had to say about it, is that first of all, we can agree to disagree respectfully. I appreciate everybody's opinions, even if I feel like their opinions are based off of not as much knowledge as my own. But I'm not trying to make nobody feel like shit about that. But a lot of people don't know what the fuck they be talking about, and they feel so strongly about it. Like, it's real. It happens. But that's not everybody. Some people were just like, look, I just don't think she that funny. Hey, your prerogative. I love Monique. I always have. And I just kind of feel like people were being unfair to her because, like she said, she's the fat black woman that's telling you suck my dick. Even though everybody know buku fat black bitches that will tell you suck their dick, and you love these hoes, okay? You know what I mean? Like, act like that's your auntie for a second. You know what I'm saying? And see how you would feel if she had came to you and told you some of the shit Monique has said that has happened to her over the years. They only paid her $50,000 for Precious and then wanted her to leave her family to come and pay for her own plane tickets and hotel to do promotion for a movie that only paid her $50,000. I'm sorry. That's not cool. No. I feel like she had every right to say no. You can be mad if you want to, but to blackball her and make it hard for her to make a living at what she does best because you don't like her, if you think that's fair, if you think that's okay, then I feel like you're a fucked up person and you only think about things when they happen to you. It only matters when it happens to you, and that's a selfish mind frame to have. And I just want to put that out there. I'm not judging. I'm judging because I'm judgy. I'm sorry. But I'm just telling y'all how I feel about this because I like I said, just so much around it. But I love you guys. Real Housewives will be on tonight. If there anything else, any other subjects y'all want me to actually do like a video about, please comment down below. Tweet me, Instagram me, whatever. Let me know. It's no hard feelings to nobody. I want y'all to know I appreciate the fact that y'all come and talk to me and have these dialogues with me, even if we don't agree. At the end of the day, you talking to me, right? You don't hate me, right? Oh, all right, then we good then. All right. I love y'all. See y'all later. Look good.